the voice of Nassau Community College.
90.3 WHPC.
WHPC HD Garden City.
90.3 WHPC. Welcome to From the Press Box on this Monday, May 22nd, 2017. I'm your co-host, Rob Leonard, and joining me, as he always does every week, happily, because he gets to hang out with his older brother, the one who taught him how to read, the one who got him to be a Mets fan.
Wow.
Well, I don't know if that counts nowadays.
Can we start the show over?
Well, you were a Mets fan before you became a Yankees fan.
When I was like 6.
Yeah, we have the picture of you and me at Chase Stadium.
Grandpa got free tickets.
I know. Isn't that great?
So, yeah, I was willing to be a Mets fan for a few misplaced years of my misspent youth.
August 27th, 1970. That was the first game we ever went to. So, just as a
I'll
reminder.
Take your word for it, brother.
And, of course, Timmy is now a Yankees fan.
And have been for a very long time.
And I do remember, this is something that, if Timmy ever writes a book, Timmy should rewrite this section, because I remember the day Timmy became a Yankees fan. It was
this will be a fine paragraph in that book.
December 31st, 1974. Tim and I, for some reason, were watching the Sugar Bowl on ABC, or some game on ABC.
Sports fans. We were preparing for our radio show even back then.
And they announced that Catfish Hunter had been signed by the Yankees, and Timmy said to me, I am now a Yankee fan. Literally like that. I was like, wow, that's a pretty broad statement. In 1974.
I was a bold kid.
Yeah, okay.
Now I'm a bold adult.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's what you say. Anyway, welcome to From the Press Box. We talk sports every Monday, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. I'm Rob Leonard. He's Tim Leonard. Our guest a little bit later on will be Rich Coutinho. He is the author of a new book called The Pressbox Revolution, How Sports Reporting Has Changed Over the Past 30 Years. And since Timmy...
Show it on Facebook Live.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
On Facebook Live, too.
Since Timmy
is
is also...
I'm still trying to teach my brother about the visual
I usually,
aspect.
what people say about Facebook Live? Why do I see your brother all the time?
Yeah, I always point
and
this
then
at you.
You know what they
Why
say?
are you standing up, by the way?
Because I feel like it. By the way, a lot of people think that when you're on the screen that I'm you. They think, then you look.
Yeah, congratulations on that 100-pound weight loss.
They say, Rob, you and your brother look like brothers.
Congratulations on that haircut.
Yeah,
and shave.
I need a shave.
And dressing far better than usual.
Yeah, I need a shave though.
Well, look, we have similar colors on today.
Yeah, but a shave.
Yours is blue. Mine is more.
I need a shave.
You do.
I normally don't say that, as you know.
Well, actually, your beard doesn't look bad. It's not as scraggly.
You know why?
As it
You want to know
usually
why?
is.
Because I've taken too many pictures with the beard, and I keep seeing them. It's all beard. It's all beard. All beard.
Yes.
So
you know who makes that point, and you always give her grief about it?
Mom.
Exactly. Listen to your mother.
I do listen to my mother all the time.
That goes for everybody listening to the show. Listen to your mother.
Yeah, except when she's going crazy. So anyway, we're going to talk Mets, actually, with Rich. So I want to save the Mets because there's a lot of things going on with the Mets.
A lot of people want to save the Mets.
Well, Rich also covers the Mets for ESPN Radio.
Save the Mets.
So we will be talking with Rich about his book, about the Mets, too, because he's been covering the Mets a long time. Matter of fact, I'll save the story from when he comes on.
Save the story, yeah.
So let's start off with those Yankees, brother. How are they doing?
About them.
Here's
what
I gotta say. I'm watching whatever that show is on Channel 4 at midnight with Bruce Beck. Yeah,
it's, sports something or other.
Yeah, so he's on. I forgot who he had on, but some I forgot his name. But they were talking about, are the Yankees for real? And I'm like, yeah, even I know the Yankees for real. But they're like, well, when the Red Sox come back, and I'm like, no. Why do I know so far that the Yankees are doing really well, and this isn't just some little, early spring gathering of decent play?
Here's what I'll tell you. All right, we are approximately a quarter of the way through the season. All right, Yankees are 25-16. That's 41 games. That's a little more than a quarter of the schedule, or basically a quarter of the schedule. At this point, you can kind of stop talking about small sample size.
Yeah.
because it still is a small sample size. But now we're kind of to the point of the season where, we're looking at things being, what they are. All right? Now, that being said, you look at a team like the Minnesota Twins being in first place. That's more of an anomaly than reality. Because the Cleveland Indians are a very good team. But can the Yankees keep this up for the full season? Basically, it comes down to, can they pitch? And we've seen a little bit of, let's say, disturbing evidence over the last, say, week or so that maybe hints that something of, let's say, a valley as opposed to the peak that the Yankees have been on for pretty much the entire first 25% of the season. Suddenly, Masahiro Tanaka doesn't know how to pitch. I don't know what's wrong with the guy. His numbers in his last two starts are frightening. And for you Met fans who thought Tommy Milone was frightening yesterday, these numbers are almost as frightening. In two starts, Tanaka has pitched a grand total of 4 1/3 innings. He has allowed 14 runs and 7 home runs. That is insane. All right? 7 home runs in 4 1/3 innings for a guy who's supposed to be your ace. That is disturbing. CC Sabathia, on the other hand, has pitched well. He's not pitching great. He only went 5 innings yesterday. But you know what? It was 5 innings. He gave up 2 runs. One of them was earned. And then the bullpen pitched 4 innings, 4 hitless innings, as a matter of fact, and sealed up the win. So the problem that the Yankees could have is twofold. Number one, they need their starters to be more consistent, and they need guys like Luis Severino to be a little bit better than what they've been. And I kind of expect Severino will improve as the season goes on. But they certainly need Masahiro Tanaka to figure out what's wrong and to get back on track and pitch like an ace. I mean, this is a guy who got Cy Young votes last year.
Right.
This is a guy who is supposed to be by far the Yankees' best pitcher. He's supposed to be their most reliable pitcher. And when he got lit up on Derek Jeter Day against the Astros, it was like, okay, it's one bad start. Don't worry about it. These things happen to pitchers. Well, yesterday it was essentially the same start. So now we're talking about what's going on. And Larry Rothschild's the Yankees pitching coach. He's already kind of out of reasons. They can't figure it out. They moved Tanaka from one side of the rubber, from the first base side to the third base side, hoping that the change in angle would help. It didn't. The Rays yesterday lit him up. I mean, one of those home runs went 447 feet. It was launched, and it's. I almost don't want to talk so much about it because, all right, you figure 32 starts. Hopefully, it will be just a couple of bad starts, and that he'll get back on track. And if you're looking for positives, easiest one is Aaron Judge.
Yeah. Well.
The headline on the back of the Post today was something Judge related, but then it said, "Is there anything Aaron Judge can't do?" After the diving catch that he made in right center field, running back towards the wall, he goes full out Superman and makes a diving catch, full extension on the 6'7", 280-pound frame. And the simple answer to is there anything Aaron Judge can't do is no, he can do it all. And for a guy as big as he is to make that kind of athletic play, it was nothing short of remarkable.
Well, on the back of the Daily News, it says, Judge rules for the defense.
That's right.
And it shows him literally catching the ball. It's a great picture in the back.
The defense wasn't resting yesterday.
No. And, it's funny because the Mets and the Yankees sort of are the opposite. And Mets come in with great pitching staff. The Yankees were thought not to have a pitching staff at all. And the Mets are hitting. And the Mets weren't really supposed to be hitting as much as maybe the Yankees were, and it's sort of become the opposite. By the way, we want to say hello to Vinny watching on Facebook. Hello, Vinny. Yes, Met fans can talk about the Yankees. even though Timmy does.
Vinny likes to send us messages.
Oh, Vinny.
There's a few profanities in there that I can't repeat.
Well, it's my friend Vinny. So, but he is out there. We like Vinny, and thank you for the comments, of course. And yes, I can sometimes talk about the Yankees because, as I told you and I tell everyone, I predicted the Yankees to do much better at the beginning of the season than everyone else. So just remember that.
Yes.
Everyone. So
as you'd like to remind us every week.
I do because
every week.
during the and I normally don't care about preseason, but I did watch a couple of Yankee games, and I was like, you know what, they look much better than people are saying. So
it's a cohesive unit.
Now whether they lasted, I don't know. Everyone keeps talking about Baltimore. But
good team.
I don't know.
Good team. I don't know if they have the pitching. That's enough.
I know everyone loves Buck Showalter.
Buck's a good manager.
But he reminds me of Gene Mauch. He was a good manager too. Supposedly, he was very smart and everything. But he didn't really do much as a manager.
Bad teams.
Yeah, I know. Well, if you're that good of a manager, you should be able to switch it around.
No.
By the way, congratulations to Terry Collins. This weekend, he became the longest-serving Mets manager.
Yes, he did.
In team history. So, congratulations. That's maybe a tough thing to do over the years.
Very tough thing to do. If you look at the tenure of Mets managers, you realize, I realized anyway when I looked at the list, just how short a lifespan a manager has,
especially for the Mets.
Yeah, I mean, there's only three managers in franchise history. And you have to realize, we're talking about now 55 years of franchise history. Only 3 managers have gone over 1,000 games.
Yeah.
And then 1,000 games is about a little more than 6 seasons.
Yeah.
So
it was what? Davey Johnson.
That should be a trivia question.
Yeah.
You just gave away a third of the answer, though.
Oh, okay.
Well, actually, 2/3 of the answer, since Terry Collins is the other one. The third one was Bobby Valentine.
Yeah.
1,003 games.
Bobby, I like Bobby.
Before he wore out his welcome.
Well, you know what? He could, as you once said, he's the only one who can make Benny Agbayani a good player, and I think that's very important. He had his time as I like Bobby. I like Davey Johnson too. I like Buddy Harrelson. Buddy was crazy though a little bit, Now he's working.
I like Willie Randolph, but
Willie got screwed.
Willie Randolph got screwed by the Mets.
Screwed big time.
And Met fans never warmed to the idea of a Yankee managing the Mets.
But even though he was a Met at one time, that bothered me that people didn't warm up to him. I thought Willie was great.
You would think that the Met fans would want some championship pedigree in the clubhouse.
How many rings does Willie Randolph have, including as a coach? Lots.
Willie.
He's not 10 like Yogi, but I think he's close.
I would have to go back and count. I was not expecting that question, but Willie's got probably 4 or 5, easy.
At least.
Easy.
So he's been around.
Probably got a full hand.
Yeah. So you're listening to From the Press Box right here on 90.3 WHPC, and we're going to take a break right now. We're going to talk to Rich Coutinho, author of The Press Box Revolution, how sports reporting has changed over the past 30 years. And Timmy's been part of that sports reporting thing, too. So maybe Timmy might have a agreement or maybe a disagreement with Rich along the way. We'll see what happens.
Some of both.
We're not taking phone calls during that time, but please listen. And we're also on Facebook Live. And later on in the day, this show becomes a podcast on Spreaker.com. So keep it tuned here to WHPC. And we'll be back right after this.
This portion of programming on 90.3 WHPC is brought to you by the Center for Workforce Development and Lifelong Learning at Nassau Community College, where you can learn how to become an EKG technician. The healthcare industry on Long Island is one of the fastest growing, and the need for EKG technicians continues to increase. Employment opportunities exist in doctors' offices, hospitals, diagnostic offices, and rehabilitation centers. Students will be instructed in how to operate EKG equipment, gain valuable experience running the test, and prepare for certification, all in 3 months.
The EKG Technician course starts June 13th. For more information, you may contact the Center for Workforce Development at 516-572-7487 or visit ncc.edu.
The Nassau Mix.
Baby, there's nothing holding me back.
The 90s, 2K, and today.
I'm the one